Today, I'm sitting down with the man who didn't just succeed on TikTok Shop affiliate, he dominated it. The #1 affiliate in the entire world. That guy that many people refer to as the king of TikTok Shop. He started out with his wife, both working full-time jobs, before uploading a video that would change the rest of his life forever.
Tell my wife, I say, hey, I think I'm gonna make like $10,000 here.
From your first video.
From my first video.
A lot of people name you as the #1 affiliate in the world. You know, the king of TikTok Shop. $22 million in GMV is absolutely insane.
In this episode, we'll break down how he went from a poor background to generating over $22 million in sales. His unique approach to marketing, exactly what he looks for in products, and how he used his edge to overcome the problems 99% of affiliates face today. Introducing Matt Kala.
Welcome back to the 7-Figure Affiliate Podcast. My name is Sebastian Bedinker. I'm the owner of 7-Figure Affiliate, where we help affiliates start and scale with TikTok Shop. And guys, today I have an absolute legend in the studio. I'm so excited. We have Matt Kala inside.
I'm excited to be here. You know, I've seen you for a long time, scrolling on my page, and now you're unsponsored so many times too. So it's like, I'm excited to talk to you. I love just helping people. And, this is going to be a really good one because I have a lot of information to give throughout all these years of doing this.
Yeah, dude, 100%, man. And I just want to say, before we even get started, I've been following and watching Matt's content. Like, I'm honestly a little bit nervous if I'm being honest and transparent. But I'm super humble that he took his time to come on this podcast. And yeah, man, I don't even know where to start because you literally started at the inception of TikTok Shop. So I guess we can start with what are some of your accolades with TikTok Shop? How long have you been doing it? And what are some of the results you've been able to see?
Yeah, so this is always the complicated part. I started July 6, 2023, as soon as the button got activated. I've been posting since 2020. I haven't taken a day off since 2021. So I've always wanted to post at least 3 to 5. TikTok Shop started happening July 6, 2023. I posted my first video. It was like 120,000 in GMV. They didn't have the commission bar, so we were doing math already.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, it says 120K. I go into that. I tell my wife, I say, hey, I think I'm going to make like $10,000 here.
From your first video.
From my first video, yeah.
It's insane,
right?
Dude.
So, and it's like different time, Old West time. And my wife's like, no, I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
And then we saw it and I was like, and then it just started racking up. I was like, okay, every video I'm doing. And I was already in the tech field. So I'm already talking about all the stuff I was talking about. Yeah. It was literally an Arzopa monitor that I promoted the first video. And it was crazy because it went viral. And I didn't even know you can sample request. I didn't know you could sample request until 2025. When one of the fellow affiliates said, you don't sample request? I said, no, I just asked the brands for products and they just send it to my house.
Yeah.
And so grew from there. I was a marketing director that I worked at for 7 years. I trained my replacement. Starting of 2024, I went full-time content creation for TikTok Shop. And I'm close to $22 million in GMV right now.
That's insane.
It's crazy to think. I mean, my bulk is a lot from 2024, 2025. I think now I'm trying to find just the steady flow. Yeah. Where I just want this to be like normal.
Absolutely.
So the highs and lows of TikTok Shop, I think a lot of people struggle with that. I've found a base of normalcy, which is, great for me. But some of the accolades, I was one of the first 7 invited to TikTok Shop headquarters. So we got to kind of build what you saw in 2024. And so 7 of us got invited. They're like, what do you like? What do you not like? We're all just excited because literally all of us right there were like, wow, we're making like 6 figures doing this. It's like crazy. So we're just all excited to be there. Yeah, and it's been a ride. It's my full time. My wife quit her job at the school district and she became full-time with me. And now we just run it together. She talks to a lot of the brands at night and I just do the content. We do a lot more retainer deals now as far as brand deals on Instagram. I almost thought I was live. I was like IG, YT, so Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. So it's been fun. But it's all thanks to TikTok Shop. This whole thing.
That is absolutely amazing, man. And I mean, a lot of people name you as the #1 affiliate in the world, the king of TikTok Shop. $22 million in GMV is absolutely insane. I mean, if you're comfortable sharing, just so people can kind of have some context, what would you say that totals out to in commissions or profit? If you're comfortable sharing.
In 2023, the commissions were obviously 20-25%. So you're looking at around $2-3 million in profit.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and my first year was like $1 million year. So it's like, and I started in July. So you can tell the commissions were crazy.
Yeah.
I always tell everybody, if I could go back, I was only doing 3 videos a day. I would have done 30 videos a day.
Oh,
Everything was going crazy back then. It's been, and then retainers, you're making more money there. You're also doing brand deals because I'm already inside of my field. So yeah, it's been life-changing. Yeah. Literally life-changing.
Definitely. Yeah, and that's actually one of the questions I'd love to get into, man. Because so many people get into TikTok Shop for the obvious reasons of making money, but also, being able to have more freedom, spend more time with their children. I don't know if you have children.
Not yet.
Yeah. And I'm wondering, like, what are some of those things that you've been able to do because of TikTok Shop?
Travel. I mean, going to different countries. My wife's from Portugal, like her mom's immigrated from Portugal. So we get to travel a lot. It's been great. I think that, you kind of find your flexibility because obviously, in this space, it's like, if I don't post, am I going to be, disciplined for not posting? So I'm still mentally trying to find that, but we travel. I'll take a huge bag of tech, and every time the people at TSA are like, "Are you building something?" And it was like, "No, it's just power banks and games." So I think that, and then also really just having my wife with me. I mean, it's like when you have a best friend that's your wife, it's kind of cool to get to work with them every single day, watch them help grow the company too. And then also one of the biggest things is I came from really poor background, like it was super poor. So getting to help family and friends along the way, try to build them up and see if, hey, this can be successful. It just takes work.
100%.
So I think that's the biggest thing is like, I mean, I tell everybody this. I did this from 2020 to 2023 for absolutely free. It was just free, just building up a following and talking about cool stuff that I could unbox for people. So to get to be allowed to do this and get to put my feet on the ground every morning, that's the goal, to get to do what you want to do in life.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and that's the other time, I see a lot of people support supplements, and I'm like, man, I could never do that because I don't take that many supplements.
Yeah.
But if they're passionate about it, because I see this one kid on my timeline all the time. He's ripped. I'm like, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
I believe him. Like, so I think that's the cool thing is like we can all find it, whether it's outdoor, it's tech, supplements, gaming. You can find your category in TikTok Shop, and then it's your passion.
Absolutely.
They're going to see it through your videos.
Yeah. That's why I love TikTok Shop, because I feel like we all come from different walks of life, and you're able to promote things that you're actually passionate about. Of course, you've been in the tech world for a while. That's what you do.
Yeah.
People that, like, if they go to the gym, they can do supplements. If women love skincare, they can do skincare, right? So whatever it is that you're into, there is an opportunity for you to crush on TikTok Shop, man. So it sounds like, you got started, and like you said, first video literally started banking. So I'm kind of curious to hear your thoughts, Matt. Like, what is your exact strategy? Like, what was your strategy actually in the beginning, and how has it sort of shifted now with this new GMV Max era we're in?
I still would say that I promote what I want to promote. Along with some GMV Max products. I have a high volume output a day. I do like 20 to 25 videos a day. I have 2 accounts, and they're very similar, but I'll promote, let's say, a gaming controller through GameSir, who does GMV Max, but it's just really low. They don't put a lot of money into it, but my audience is going to respond to it. I think in the mix of GMV Max, if you're a new affiliate, you're going to want to chase, some of the products you're passionate about, where you can talk about a lot of times and push those products a lot. If you're someone who already has a following, you can pretty much take your following along with a ride for you, because you've already grown to whatever. It's lifestyle. Wow, you can talk about cameras all day long. Like, because you have extra on there now, and so I think that's been the key to me, is I've taken my audience along with me. I will say I don't think that the following matters in this space. I think no following matters. TikTok's the only one where it just does not matter.
Yeah.
But if they watch you for 3 seconds, then the following, you're on the For You page, and they're seeing, oh, wow, I watched this guy because he talked about gaming.
Yep.
And that's what's important. It just keeps popping up. And then if you're showing them something cool, like a controller that they're like, oh, wow, it has back buttons and all this, then they're like, oh, I'll purchase it from Matt. I know Matt. Yes. So I think that's been the key to my success. As far as changing, I mean, GMV Max has changed the game. I mean, we are more, I would say, like quick commercials. Like back in 2024, 2023, you could go viral and then your likes would show that. With GMV Max, people are looking, but you're not getting the likes anymore. So wow, I got 20,000, I got 20 likes on 20,000 views. What's going on?
Yeah.
So I think it's all about the catchiness of the product or the person who's promoting the product. I really still feel like the product is the star of the show, and I'm the co-star introducing you to the star.
Gotcha.
And that's where it's like, I've seen some of your videos where you're like, you show the star and it's like, I know Sebastian, he must be talking about something good right there. So, and that's where it kind of entices you too.
Totally. Yeah, and that's actually what I was going to ask. I mean, that's what Gary Vee says all the time, about like how followers don't matter anymore, because people, like, they just scroll on their For You page. They're not really clicking the follow button anymore. It's more so, like you said, hey, I know this guy. Let me see like what he has to say. But exactly like you said, man, that's what I was curious about. Like, do you feel like product is more important, or do you feel like content is more important, or is it just kind of equally the same?
I still feel like, for me, in the vertical that I would say that I put myself in, that I love, I think the product makes a lot of difference. I do feel like there's some times where, for me, I get excited about the products I'm promoting. So I want to show the audience like, wow, I like this. Like, I'm going to show you the reasons I like this drone that is way cheaper than those high-end drones. So I feel like I can promote a product and show my excitement through it and be honest about it. And then, which there's so many brands out there that really push GMV Max. I'm not a huge follower of that. Have I dipped from, 750,000 months to 250 to 300? I would say yes, but I'm so happy to get to do that, you know? 30,000 to 50,000 is not that much different when you're changing your whole lifestyle based on that. I will tell you if you're the biggest way you can look at what products is scrolling. I mean, if you can get into TikTok Shop, look at it and you're like, wow, this product's been shown a lot.
Yeah.
Then that's what you would want to do if it's in the range you want to do it in, like your category.
Yeah. And that's what I was actually curious about. I always like to see how the top affiliates conduct their product research. And it seems from like a lot of them that I've interviewed, they just say, hey, I just scroll on TikTok. Like they're not even on Callo, the Daily Virals. Is that the same for you?
I've never used Daily Virals.
So crazy to hear,
I've never used Callo data. I was like, people have been like, how do you find them? I'm scrolling. Like, I scroll.
Yeah. And so like when it comes to like choosing them, because obviously like, you scroll and you see tons of products.
Yeah.
Like, what is like your sort of, how do you pick them? Is
product
it based on
selection.
sales?
So a lot of times, no, it's not even that. Or it's a lot of times I'll go to our creator marketplace, go to products, and then sort by new or a new company that's come in, which will be on the top of there. And then by that time, I'm like, okay, this brand's new. It was like, I just saw Disney joined the TikTok Shop. So of course I'm like, wow, that's cool. Yeah. I mean, so
did
then
they actually?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Oh God, they're going to crush.
They are going to crush. Yeah. That's recent. So I saw them. I was like, wow, they're on here. So it's like, what do I have that's Disney that can resonate with the audience?
Yeah.
And then that's kind of it. I mean, we're having TikTok Shop. When I started, it was like, it was like the Temu.
Yeah.
And you're like, and you could still crush.
Yeah.
But now it's like turning official. I mean, these Reeboks right here from TikTok Shop on Reebok
Vans
official.
is on there now.
Right. So it's like now I'm finding stuff that's like that I want. I'm like, man, I could go for a pair of shoes.
Exactly.
And then I get to promote the pair of shoes, which, I think that's really cool. But I will say I may be a little bit different in that I try to keep my lifestyle as a TikTok Shop lifestyle. So if I'm turning the corner, we were talking about Shark off air, and if I'm turning the corner and I see a Shark oven, it's like I can do a video on this right now because I'm fixing to use this.
Exactly.
And I think that's where it's beneficial to me because every turn I turn in my house is like a TikTok Shop item.
Yeah.
So now I can review just like literally just walking around. So my wife's not that happy about it. She's a lot happier now when we're getting Dysons and all these cool things.
Yeah, but, like for free.
Yeah, not before when it was, some of the other brands. She's like, what is this?
Yeah.
It's a stick vacuum. So
yeah.
So I really turn that. And then it's like upgrading. Like you're upgrading an item and then family reaps from that. So
yeah, absolutely, man. Dude, that's amazing to hear. And yeah, like that's what I feel like I hear from everyone. Like they just scroll on TikTok and that's how they choose their products. So in terms of like when you make your content, I know like you, but maybe to give the viewers some context, how do you actually come up with, like, what's your ideation process look like? How do you come up with your content?
Yeah, so in the morning, I'm going to look over the last week. I'm not big on views. I used to be more big on views of the day of, but views have shifted so much these days. It's like some of my most viral videos are from weeks ago now.
Oh, yeah.
And so I look at what was my 7-day period, what items sold the most. So I'm going to go through that 7-day period, look at my 10 top items, redo those videos, and I'll redo those daily because TikTok used to be where, man, you can have something flood and you're getting 400 sales on it. It's not quite like that anymore. You're like 10, 20 sales. So then I'll keep redoing that, looking for, okay, what part of this video did they start checking out on? I'm big into analytics. I was a director of marketing before this. So if they checked out at 8 seconds, it means I didn't hook them long enough for this part. They checked out. And then I'll redo those videos every single day, literally no days off. And I don't draft. I'm not big into drafting. I'm really live in the moment. From there, it's also about, okay, now what products have come in, those are going to be implemented into my daily thing. And then it just restarts every single 7 days because after 7 days, you're hitting a new day every time.
Absolutely. So pretty much every day you're kind of just looking at what has been selling. Okay, let me double down on that. But you're also throwing in like these new products, right? Yep. Got it. Okay. Oh yeah, this is a good question because I feel like a lot of people have this. When you are testing, let's say a new product, how many videos do you give it before you let it go or before you decide or maybe you have an inkling like, fuck, I should keep going with this maybe?
Yeah, there's some products you feel like you're like, man, I don't know why this video is not taking off.
100%, yeah.
And you're like, this product's good.
Yeah.
And I'm really bad. And this is something that I tell everybody I train or mentee. They're all my mentees. I'm like, I suck at that because I will keep going.
Letting go, right?
I don't let go. I'm like, this product will hit. And it's been super successful. There was a bug zapper. It's actually remember, I'm in the tech gaming. Last year, my highest seller was a bug zapper.
Yeah.
I made a video and I sat down and I was like, that video sucked. And I never do a back-to-back. I'm not big into back-to-back. And I was like, I'm going to redo this.
Yeah.
It's my only back-to-back video. I said, I'm going to redo this from like a family point. Like, why do you have this in your yard? And that was my highest GMV video, like generated like $100,000 in commission.
That's insane,
and it's just like
dude.
all from just feeling it. I was like, I know this can go viral.
Yeah.
And so I did a back-to-back and it was amazing. And you know, that's where it's like, once you're in this long enough, you start feeling the product. Like, I know this. Like with Shark, we were talking about Shark. Their vacuums are the most complicated vacuums I've ever used in my life.
To set up, to use, to everything.
You're like, what? Why do all of these have first off a scent on them? You put
why do they have a scent pod?
It's the only vacuum that I'm like, okay, here's the scent, and you're going through it in your head, like of how to make this video. It's like, oh, this one has a stain striker, and this one has a stain striker, and this one has a pull. Oh, this one can come apart. I'm like, who would use this coming apart? I'm not carrying it up my stairs, but then you're thinking of that, and then I have to think outside of myself and say, okay, a mom using this. I have to display that. She sees that. She's like, wow, that's a really cool feature. So when you're talking about how many videos I make them from different perspectives. Okay, now I'm going to start with a stain striker. Now I'm going to start with the powerful suction. Oh, this works on carpet. So there's so many. Like Shark's the best in the aspect that it has unlimited features. And then you could start with, wow, it stinks, in some places in the house. And you start with the little smelling pod. So I'll start in multiple different facets. So I never give up. And because it's like, okay, I got 10 cells. And it's like, now I can use this a little bit different later, but I'll slow down, definitely.
Understood. Gotcha, man. And I'm curious because I feel like TikTok Shop has definitely shifted, and I want to hear your thoughts. I feel like when it first started, a lot of it was like, pain-based selling and really like targeting these people's like core desires or their pain points or insecurities. Now I feel like it's sort of shifted, like we're talking about with the GMV Max era, where a lot of it's like very like ad-based, like product features, like get to the point really fast. What are your thoughts on that?
I think we are shifting to more of a B-roll feature. I'm sure we've seen deals with Ty, how he just crushes it, where it's just like, it looks good and it's a B-roll feature. I'm not super into that. I'm leaning a little bit more for the gaming side. It's hard to do B-roll like that. You're showing a controller. They just want to see the controller. There's this guy named Your Tech Daddy who has some of the best camera action ever. If you guys are into gamer tech, go look at his. It's amazing. But I think we are turning into, it's like late night commercials now, where you're watching. They're showing all the features, not doing a lot of talking, just hey, this is what this is what it does, this is what it can do, this is how many times, and you have all these different footages. I think that's what it's turning to, but as with TikTok, how long for that? Before it shifts again. Skits were huge for a little bit. I mean, again, we were going through Black Friday, it was like, wow, skit. And now it's like, okay, it's kind of leaving again. Now it's going back. So we have these waves in TikTok, and I'm always trying to find my own wave in this. I just feel like, copying is huge right now. Like in this space right now, copying is the biggest thing. And I've been opening my videos with this for so long that, it's just felt natural. So now I see other, and it's like, and then it gets into my head, should I be doing it like that? Should I be? And I think it's like, you can still make it your own, but for some reason, the AI algorithm right now likes repetition. It's like, wow, I saw this. And then I opened it with the vacuum, and then it's like, and then the AI just goes to that. But it's learning because it's new. So we'll see how it goes, in the second quarter of this year.
Definitely. Yeah. And one thing that we were talking about off air as well, that I think, could be a prediction in the future of TikTok Shop. Matt sort of has a personal brand where it's like tech based. You said you spend time like actually doing content in the morning and at night. So do you feel like that's where things are going to be shifting instead of being purely just, hey, here's the TikTok Shop video. It's like you're kind of mixing your own personal side into things.
I think if you look at the way TikTok has been run in China, they're 2 years ahead of us in everything. They were 2 years ahead of us in GMV Max. They were 2 years ahead of us in verticalization. If we're running by that path, now they're into where you and me are, and I hate the word influencer, they're influencing an audience because they know that person. So if they're doing that and they're also selling, it's turned into where they're doing a lot of daily vlogs. These affiliates are now vlogging their day and then doing shop video. I think that's where we're turning, because then think about any category, whether it's outdoor, whether it's makeup, whether it's gaming, you can do news on any single category. Put a green screen back there and you're like, hey, guess what's coming out? The PS5 has this coming out. And then guess what? I'm going straight into a PS5 controller on the next video. Because now you're not only the source of the news or topic of this, you're also the person who could say, hey, I also have this controller that would work for that I just talked about. And I think that's what's going to really help an audience grow with you, because then it's like, there are some outliers that I'm still trying to understand. Lush. Brandon, he does not do any original
Just
content.
product reviews, right?
But you would know him. I feel like even people who just watch the ads, like, I know this guy.
Yeah.
How many times is he going to talk about these mics or this
Yeah.
bench? You know, so I think there's outliers, but I think it will shift that way for the common affiliate to come in and be
Yeah.
like, this is what I should. Because then think about it too. You're growing. It's 5,000 now, right? To do you're growing your audience based on the category you want to be in. So you can do news, you can talk about this. Man, I love fishing outdoors. Well, guess what? You have unlimited fishing rules and anything fishing through TikTok Shop.
Yeah.
And now you can go live. I'm catching look at the fishing pole I got. And that's the future of what we're doing, I think.
Yeah, I think you guys heard it here first. That's definitely like my prediction. I feel like incorporating more of your personal side. I don't know if you know this one beauty influencer, but she started with just beauty influencing. I think she has like 10 million followers. Her name is Michaela. And she does shop videos now. And each time she posts a shop video, it just bangs.
It crushes.
Like 600,000 likes, million likes, right? And so she's the perfect example of that. And then also like you were talking about in China, you know, they are ahead of us by about 2 years. And I know there's this one guy who promotes skincare and makeup, and he's done like over $1 billion. And it's because like people feel like they know him. He's an influencer pretty much now, just like an affiliate influencer.
Yeah.
You know, so I definitely think that's the future, man. I'm glad we touched on that.
No, and I think it's important for everyone to know that. It's like, I never say we're super saturated, but I feel like there's more of us. And, you know, it's always going to be about, hey, how do I find my own thing? And I think that's important as you. It's like, what do you wake up for every morning? And you're like, wow, I'm so excited to talk about this. Or, you know, and I think that's the cool thing about TikTok Shop is we can lean into that. And it's like, I'm excited about gaming and tech never, it's always something new coming out in tech. I was telling a friend, I was like, man, if you only did Shark Ninja products, you could have news for days because they just have unlimited.
Yeah.
It's like the Ninja Crispy Pro, the Ninja Crispy Pro Max. I'm like, wow, why do they have so many?
And they re-release something every year. So
we got a new color. I'm like, wow, all right. I didn't know anybody wanted pink, but
yeah.
cool.
Exactly, man. 100%, dude. Oh, I am curious about this question as well, man. So I love to ask like the bigger guys this, but in terms of when you do have a product that, let's say, starting to get some sales, starting to pick up some momentum, what does your scaling process look like?
As far as like scaling on how many times do I post it once it picks it up, or?
Yeah, so like typically when I scale, it's like multiple accounts. I ask for higher commission. I'm like posting a ton of videos around it. I want to see like, let's say a product brings you in a couple $100. Like, how do you plan on taking that to multiple thousands of dollars?
Yeah, so I mean, usually if I have a really good product, let's say it's like just a keyboard that goes mega viral, and I know the brand. Let's say Angry Meow. I work with Angry Meow a lot. I let it do a lot of sales, and then you can see when it's at the peak, and you're like, okay, so we're gonna recreate this video. The first thing I'm going to talk to brands about is like commission. I've made you a lot of money, you know, let's boost it up. In tech, gaming, our commission is getting lower and lower because tariffs, everything like that. So what used to be 15, 20%, we're now around 8 to 12%. The biggest thing is I don't want to insult the brand because if they have a released product, I want to have it a week before so I can know it. So I'm never arguing like, I don't want to break your bank, but let's help me, you know. So my thing is relationships. I have every brand that I've went viral with literally on whatever, whether it's WhatsApp, whether it's WeChat, whether it's Lark. And we talk every single day. What's new? What's coming? What's in quarter two? And I think that's the biggest thing. I think, say you know a product's going to go viral and you've done it. You're going to make the money anyway. Is it worth losing a relationship with a brand when there are so many affiliates that could be like, I'll do it for 6%.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, I will help you go viral and I want to maintain a relationship with you. I think that's the key to me. Is I'd rather have a relationship than worry about $2.50 extra on 1,000 sales.
Yeah, definitely, dude. And I feel like I can't stress the importance enough about that, like having these relationships with brands, because not only like maybe you can negotiate some sort of retainer, maybe a little bit of better commission if they're able to, but also the fact that you're able to see like what are their new listings, or sometimes they'll be like, hey, we're pushing this out this weekend. We're putting a ton of spend towards this product. Like Ninja just said that about the oven,
right?
And like I wouldn't have known that if I didn't have that relationship. So it's so important that you build relationships with these brands and with these sellers.
Going to your point, it's the most important thing in 2026 is like now we are at the scope where every brand has a Discord. Every brand has a group chat.
Yep.
And if you're in there, you're always getting the pre-release stuff. Yeah. And then in the morning, you're like, oh, I wasn't going to do a video on this, but there's a sale going on today that I did not know about, nobody else knows about.
Yeah.
So it's building the relationship with brands is the key for 2026.
100%, man. Fully agreed. So this is also a question I'm very curious about. In terms of now that like you're at the point where you're at, is it all like a solo man effort, or do you have a team that helps you with certain tasks?
It's my wife and me. My wife works with the WhatsApp and the behind the scenes on TikTok. As for me, I still do the content. I can be even the director of marketing before this. I can be a micromanager, or I can just let someone work with it hard. But obviously in the social media space, it's like it's hard to give everybody access to your accounts. It's like, man, it's like, this is my account. And TikTok doesn't have like a sub account yet.
Yeah.
So it's like really like, hey, this is my full account I'm going to give you access to. And that's risky because you could be on WhatsApp and someone sends you a link. Guess what? Now they have your account. And then TikTok, it's great to have a relationship, but they are slow still. They are slow to act. They're like, oh, we got to go through this process. I think there's room and scope for people to help you build on other brands. Like if your TikTok shop content's doing really well, you can give a sub account on Instagram. You can give a sub account on Facebook and YouTube. But TikTok is really hard in that aspect. But my wife helps post on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. But for TikTok, it's until they do a sub account, it's really hard to be like, here you go. It'd have to be family. And then although that can cause friction sometimes too, because then they can see all your numbers.
Yeah.
So
you have to have a lot of trust.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes like for me, I feel like, I don't know, like I feel like, and it may just be me, like I need to be like a better leader manager. Like sometimes like I feel like they don't have my touch, like when it comes to editing or my sort of creativity that I like to put into my content. So that's one of those things for sure. Overall, like where do you actually see TikTok shop going? Like, is it going to be as big as Amazon? Do you think it'll be bigger?
I think TikTok is investing really well into what we're doing. Obviously, we were talking about these brands, Disney coming on, Reebok. I mean, there's so many brands. I mean, QVC being on there is huge because they work with everybody. I mean, and their commissions are crazy. You're like, what the heck? How are you doing better than the brand?
Yeah.
I always look at that like,
they have like so much better commission than other brands.
So, but I think they're working on it. I do think if you're an affiliate, you can also feel good that, hey, if you're building other platforms, these other platforms know there's money in this now. And TikTok has made it clear. We're making money.
Yeah.
And now, let's say Instagram. They had this thing in 2018 where you could stop the picture and it would show all these items you could buy from there. They took it away because it was a big failure.
Yeah.
They're going to learn from that. It's Meta. They're going to be like, we want to make money too.
Yeah.
And so, we were talking Meta. Meta's on the TikTok shop. It's like, they're knowing and seeing all this back end stuff.
Of course.
So I think for us, it's probably going to end up, Amazon's huge. It will take a while to get there, but I think they're way further ahead than anybody else.
Yeah.
And I think that's also as affiliates, if you're growing other platforms, yes, I would start posting because Instagram is going to see you. Facebook, YouTube has an affiliate program that I'm a part of, I've been a part of, and it's very exclusive. And, they're trying to figure out stuff too. So there's going to be more competition. Competition is great for us as affiliates.
Yeah. And I think that's why it goes back into what we're talking about, building a brand. I feel like it's so important to have not just a brand on TikTok, but obviously Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, whatever other platforms, because you never know when they're going to come out with their own Instagram shop. YouTube shopping's already a thing. And, all this stuff is in the works. So it's really good to just build a brand outside of TikTok. I'm curious to hear as well, Matt, like what do you feel is a mistake maybe that you made for a long time looking back?
It's hard because I was such in the wild west of TikTok shop that every video is just crunching. It's like, I think I made more mistakes now in, I would say 2025 is when you join these communities, you're looking at their content, and then you're starting to compare.
Yeah.
And I think it can be detrimental to you if you could have been on the right path, but then all of a sudden you're like, well, hold on, I want to be like this.
Then you get thrown off.
And then you get thrown off. And I think that can be, I think my audience now knows, oh, that's Matt. He's doing the Zoom, he's saying this. But for a little bit, I was like, hold on, maybe I'm doing it wrong.
Yeah.
And then also having attainable goals towards yourself. I think that unfortunately, people will scroll. And if you're a new affiliate, you're going to scroll through the big people. And those numbers are unrealistic at first. It's like we're all growing. It's like my whole thing was like to make 2 times what I made as a director of marketing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that happened in like 2 weeks. I was like, oh, what the heck? This is crazy.
Yeah.
Or fortunately, I would say fortunately. But, and then it was like my wife sitting at work and she's like, yeah, you've made both of our salaries in 2 weeks. I'm like, okay, so we got to do something here. And so, I think the comparison thing, look at where you were 2 months ago. Have you improved there? And then talk to people in a group like, hey, where can I improve my content without scrolling and seeing a sponsored thing? You're like, man, I could do that video too. And then it turns into you're just duplicating things. And then where's the uniqueness in the verticalization of that?
Yeah.
I don't think it's there. So, then what's an audience looking at for you? Yeah. So I think that's the biggest thing is like, I'm learning because obviously this space is huge. And then I still feel like we're small. The affiliate space is small.
Yeah.
But the people we start knowing, we're like, wow, I know you. And then you start comparing everything.
Definitely. Yeah. And it is a very small space. I mean, like the fact that like we know each other, we know Tim, we know, all the different creators, right? But God, I think exactly what you touched on is so important, man, because I feel like so many people, they're on the right path and they're like, wait, this guy or this girl, they're making money with that. Let me go try that. And now they're like learning a whole new skill set.
Yep.
When if they just kept going, trying to get 1% better every single day, they would have crushed in their own lane.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the saying, the grass is always greener on the other side. So I love that so much, man. I think one other thing that we touched on too, I don't know if it was off air or it was earlier in the interview, is you wish you had posted more.
I wish I posted more in the beginning. Yeah. So, I mean, I was posting 3 videos and just crushing. I was like, I think it was off air. I was telling, there was no commission. We had to do math in our own head. And at the time, you're just so excited to be doing products. I mean, you're like, wow, I'm making so much. I don't know. This commission's weird. And I wish, because then I'd be retired. But now, I'm still in the game. I love what I do. So it's actually, it's just a joke. But I always tell everybody, like, I would have been retired if I would have posted 30 videos a day. You don't understand that either. And that's a thing that a lot of people, how many should I post? And that's also a Phil thing, because I do think that as we scroll, it learns what we like, but as we post, it learns how we post.
Oh,
and
really?
I'm really being a marketing director, it would make sense. You post 3 to 5 times a day. Oh, why'd you only post 1 time today? And then so it starts learning that. It's like, and then people are like, my number down. How many times and it's always my thing. And I was like, how many times you post before? Like 10. And then you went down to what? 3? I feel like, see if you go back up and see if it starts evening out.
Yeah.
And it usually does. Nobody knows about the algorithm of TikTok. We're all just like, wow, it's a good algorithm compared to other ones.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, but it would make sense if you are a content creator, it wants you to post. There's people in my space, Carter PCs, who post 4 videos a day. He's been doing it for years.
Yeah.
Very successful. Has to be a reason behind that.
Yeah.
So I really think it just learns everything we do.
Gotcha, man. And I wanted to ask as well, like, what does the future look like for Matt Kala? Do you see yourself, let's say in 5 years, still posting TikTok shop videos? Do you see yourself transcending into something else?
This is the second time I've been asked this question. It's a hard question to answer because I really love what I do.
Yeah.
I would hope to pour into other people. I feel like, like I said, I didn't grow up with a lot of money, and seeing other people succeed is a bigger reward than I think sometimes succeeding yourself, because there's so many people in bad spots. I mean, you see our space too, and it's like, oh man, that would be awesome if you just, and then when they get that successful video, you're like cheering them on.
Yeah.
I think genuinely cheering on people and getting to do that, I think that's probably more of my future of whatever that means, mentoring or helping people. But then also still just scaling back, still getting to do what I want to do, but going from 25 to maybe 3 to 5. That would be the goal. I do think TikTok is trying to promote you as a person now, as on your page, as an influencer, content creator. So I think that's going to be a little bit of that too.
Yeah.
Where you're doing more of these or going on stuff like that. I think that's also important to show your face more, show your personality more. It doesn't have to just be an ad, but show your side to it.
Absolutely.
And that's what, I've been working on. In 2023, my TikTok rep said, everybody loves your point of view stuff. Like I've never shown my face. So my most successful time was not showing my face. Like, I'm ugly. But then in 2024, they're like, it's halfway through. They're like, hey, it's time to show your face.
Yeah.
It's time, you're the star now. Like now people know you, your voice is weird. And it was always that, are you insulting me? And then they'd be like, okay, now start it. So then it would start to be like, okay, so now I can't go out of the product like this. I have to do this. And it's changed up. But you start feeling that. It's like being in a job year 1 versus year 10, and you start growing inside of that job.
And with TikTok, it's such a rapidly evolving space. Literally, I feel like it used to be like every maybe 6 months. Now it's like every month. There's a new style, something new going on that you have to learn, that you have to adapt to, man. So,
or not say. You're like, I can't say that word anymore. All right, that's going to be a hard one. It's like,
can't mention prices.
Yeah. How do I tell them it's on discount? It's like, I think that's also big, is because like year 3 in TikTok for me feels like year 30. I'm like, golly, this thing is like my bag's under my eyes, getting worse. Like, because you wake up and you're like, they changed that?
Yeah.
Or you wake up to a violation, your whole days are, and you're like, all right, well, that sucks.
Yeah. You're like, okay, I guess they did change that.
Yeah.
I have just one last question. Do you have anything that you want me to ask or anything that you want to touch on?
I always tell everybody, just don't only think TikTok. I think that there's a bigger reward out there. I've seen a lot of people just post their TikTok shop. We have the product links now where you can go to the product and you can share that. My Instagram audience hates TikTok. They're like, I'm not downloading that app. I'm like, look, there's a web-based app. You can do it now. I think it's super important. We were talking about this earlier, growing like yourself on other platforms, because eventually you should be the star. Now you're showing the co-star, which is the product. But that also helps brands. I mean, think about Shark Ninja. I work with Shark Ninja strictly, and there's different teams on Meta. It's totally different teams. So TikTok has their own, and then Meta has their own. So now it's like more of a retainer base where you're showing that. And I think where followers don't matter on TikTok, Instagram stories matter. And you can see the numbers behind stories. You're like, wow, they clicked this link this many times.
Yeah.
And so I think that's important. It's harder on YouTube because YouTube has their own thing, and they restrict a lot of TikTok, if they see the link. But still, I would still say your most viral videos, start posting them. And I think it's important to grow outside of it. And it's like TikTok's been up and down so many times. We're like, we were down for 4 days. We're like, what's going on here? Like,
Exactly.
So it's cool to also have something else to fall back on.
Absolutely. And I mean, I feel like it literally doesn't hurt you as a creator because like you already filmed the content.
Right.
You already posted on TikTok. May as well just double dip and post it onto other platforms. Exactly like Matt said, if TikTok ever goes down or, if maybe sales are dipping, but you're on Instagram and you can negotiate some sort of retainer, that's why it's so important to be on these other platforms, man. The last question I have for you, man, and I want you to really think about this. What is one lesson that you want to leave the viewer with?
As an affiliate, I think this is super important. We fail all the time. Most of my videos fail. You're banking on, if I shot 90 videos, and I would say probably 900, and 10 of those succeed, you can make great money on 10 of those. And you have to realize like, wow, I'm failing all the time, but I'm failing all the time. You're failing all the time. That is the thing about being an affiliate, is that people get really discouraged. It is a mental game because you're putting all this work into it and you're failing all the time. But then when you see that one success, you're like, wow, this is what it is.
Yeah.
And you may see the top affiliates on the page. It's because they've kind of learned more. They've learned, okay, hey, I can post this. Or it's like, man, I know this video does good. I'm going to go back to the converter bench. And then they go do that again. And I think that's the thing, is like, I'm not a person who really gets discouraged. I get encouraged because it's like, this is work. This is a job. And I know I've seen people say, this is not a job. This is a job.
It's a job, yeah.
And you treat it like a job, knowing that, hey, all this output I'm putting in, you're waiting. And some of the times it's crazy because a brand could come in 3 months later, said, oh, they did a video on this? And then all of a sudden it's GMV max. You're like, wow, I'm making money on this video I did 3 months ago, not thinking, oh, that was a crap because it didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I think that's what we all, as everybody, even me, most of the time have to think, like, we're going to fail a lot to succeed a little.
I love that so much, Matt. And I genuinely do think that that's one of the most important lessons, if not the most important. Like, this game is not easy. And I get so tired of hearing like maybe like, let's say other coaches or people that talk about TikTok Shop say like, oh, you only need like an hour a day to do this. Like it's easy. It's like, no, this is an actual career. Like if you actually want to be good at this and stand the test of time, and I always say, being an affiliate is 99% mental. I truly think it is because like, you'll have bans. I've had so many accounts banned. You'll have violations. You have to deal with like, dang, like that sucks. I was making a ton of money. Now I'm back to zero. Can I keep going? But the thing is, if you're able to keep going, that's when things I feel like truly start to pay off. And all it takes is one video, 1 month to change around your entire year.
Yep. No, I agree. I agree.
Well, this has been an absolute pleasure, Matt. Again, dude, I'm so humbled. I'm so grateful that you took time out of your day to do this, man. I think the viewers got a ton of sauce, a ton of value out of this. So thank you so much for being on here.
Of course. And
thank you.
I do want to say, like, I'm always humbled to do this. I tell everybody, we start over everybody at 2 a.m. For me, Central Standard Time, start over at 2 a.m. I feel like we're always on the level playing field, and I'm always down to help. If you have messages, also Matt Kalla, like that's my, the one where I'll talk to people. But just know it's usually not coaching, it's more encouragement.
Yeah.
So I think that's big. If we can encourage each other, I think there's more success in that.
I love that so much. Thank you again, Matt.
Of course.
I hope you have a great rest of your day and drive. And for the viewers, thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.